Members of the press, first of all, I want to express my very sincere and utmost appreciation for the role you played in documenting the sitting, the picketing, whereby we had no other message other than to demand that our comrades, the young men who have been kidnapped, who have been abducted, are released unconditionally. I don't even believe that I've made any mistake, because if I had made a mistake, I'm sure they would have been prosecuted. If they had breached any law, I'm sure they would have been prosecuted. They are not being prosecuted and are being held outside the judicial system because those aggrieved by the truths they are unearthing are keen to intimidate them, and if nothing is done, to disappear them or to do something to them that they will never be the same again. We live in an age whereby you can be damaged in so many ways. Already one guy is losing his career. He was supposed to be at the Tel Aviv University today, from Friday. He has not traveled and is being harassed. So what we are simply saying is that we want an end to abductions. And that end begins with the unconditional release of all abducted individuals. We don't buy the crap from the police, that's the Inspector General of Police and the DCI, and even by their silence, the NIS, that they don't know what is happening. They know. And the fact that they know is that not only have Kenyans been abducted, but foreign nationals have been abducted, and documents produced in foreign courts that they were abducted with the complicity of the Kenyan state, or rather, maybe not the Kenyan state, but the Ruto regime. So we have seen Dr. Kizza Besigye and other Ugandan nationals taken from Kisumu, taken from Nairobi by Ugandan security forces, and the documents produced in Ugandan courts showing that these people were picked with the collusion of the Kenyan state or the Ruto regime. Also, you saw the Turkish nationals abducted and they surfaced up in Turkey. There's no way you can abduct somebody and put them on an airplane at Jomo Kenyatta airport and fly him out without the knowledge and complicity of the state, or even by the state itself doing it. So this culture of abductions, Mr. Ruto, stop it. We know during the ICC trials, so many Kenyans were abducted and they went lost. I lost a friend in Nyeri who was abducted until today. We don't know where he went. There was a young man in Nyeri who was a very active civil society fellow. He got abducted. To date, we don't know where he went, just because he was a witness at the ICC. This culture cannot be allowed to continue. This country is greater than Mr. Ruto, and Mr. Ruto cannot run this country like it is lesser than him. It's a very painful day where we are, and we are demanding that these abductions end. The High Court has given orders that these people must be produced within 7 days, in the case I filed. And I assure you, as day follows night, if the 7 days expire without these people being produced, we are back on the streets. Are you ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Are you ready?
Yes, we are ready.
So we are going to go back on the streets until every Kenyan is accounted for. We cannot have young people moving around with fear. Right now I've got about 20 guys who are hiding. They've told me they're going to hiding because they fear they're being tracked. We cannot have that. And as that is happening, this same regime is stealing and looting from Kenyans. Billions of shillings are being stolen. That's why the economy is empty. So we cannot continue this way. And this invitation to anarchy will be resisted and rejected. And I can assure you, as day follows night, we are going to defeat Mr. Ruto. Mr. Ruto's agenda is retrogressive. Mr. Ruto's agenda is to destroy this country. Mr. Ruto's agenda is to ensure that Kenya goes back to the dark days. And we are not allowing it. Fortunately for us, we have got a constitution that prescribes in detail how this country is to be governed. And we are going to make sure that that constitution is what will run this country. That will be the software that will run the hardware called Kenya. It's the constitution of Kenya. And we are not negotiating on that. We even reject attempts to amend the same constitution to create jobs for some dinosaurs. It's going to happen. We must implement the constitution the way it is as the way forward. It's not negotiable. And human rights are the tip of the spear in that constitution. So we're asking Mr. Ruto, if he still makes use of his brain, to stop what he's doing, to release these innocent Kenyans, and to stop these abductions, just as he promised in Bondo, in Homa Bay. He admitted on national TV that he's behind these things. And also, Article 143 grants Mr. Ruto immunity as President of Kenya, or for the time he serves as President of Kenya. But Clause 4 of the same article denies him immunity for this kind of actions, abductions, which are criminal acts under international law. So we are also going to test our courts by dragging Mr. Ruto to those courts and see what comes of it. We are not going to allow this country to go to the dogs. Mr. Ruto is a very small thing in this country, just like I'm a very small thing in this country, just like everybody who is a small thing in this country, with one ID. And when we die, we shall be thrown into a small hole, but the country called Kenya will continue. Kenya is eternal, each one of us is mortal. And that's what we must realize. And if Mr. Ruto does not understand that plain statement, let him put it in a cup of tea or roll it up in a roll of bang and smoke it. It might get to his head that way. We cannot afford this. All these small boys being targeted, being tortured, and sleeping on cold floors, just because they sat down and demanded that that the abductees be accounted for. I've been run around at night, that I've received orders from above that Gigiri police station is too comfortable. I should be taken to a police station where I will suffer. But whoever gave that order did not know that the toilets in Kampunja are cleaner than the toilets in Gigiri, so I ended up enjoying more. That's how God works. So, please, Mr. Ruto, stop this scam. You swore to defend the Constitution of Kenya, defend it. You are fooling yourself with the sword. But it's written in the Bible that whoever lives by the sword perishes by the sword. So, that's my last remark.